Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. Thanks for joining me. I might lose you my phone. I forgot to charge it, so just let me say hi to some folks first. Eric Suzuki, Carlton. That's kind of a suburb of Saginaw, if you don't know. Cold and snowy, yes it is. Waterford, good morning, John Kleinschmidt. And good morning, Purple Girl from Celine, gray and wet there. Bill Bechamp checking in from Chesterfield. All right, here we go. A lot to get to, and let's do it. So the Arctic front is through the area. Well, I guess I should say it's heading through the southeast part of Michigan right now, heading through Detroit, Ann Arbor area, and you'll get a quick fall in temperatures here shortly, like it already has fallen in Grand Rapids, but definitely its temperatures fallen in Cadillac and Traverse City, only in the teens. So the colder air is starting to pour in, and here's the radar. It's not a jam-packed heavy snow type thing, but it's a wind-driven colder snow that certainly can stick on the roads if it's not dry enough that the wind blows the snow off the roadways. So be careful. Your Arctic front is working its way through Lansing, Kalamazoo, heading toward Ann Arbor and Detroit right now for the next couple of hours. And then all of us have falling temperatures through the day. Now, a couple of things going on in weather here. Of course, we're going to have a blast of cold air that will make some heavy lake effect snow. That's the first thing. So really what we're going to transition to now is heavy lake effect snow on a north wind. So on a north wind, the heavy lake effect stays pretty close to Lake Michigan, definitely down toward Benton Harbor, St. Joe, South Bend, where some of the models are showing me up to 2 feet of snow could fall, certainly a foot of snow easy there. And in the thumb, the eastern part of the thumb, heavy snow, and then of course the UP as well. We get a little break. Here comes an Alberta Clipper Friday into Saturday. That's a widespread, I'm going to call it a general 2 to 4 inch fluffy wind-driven snow across the whole lower peninsula, across the whole state, Friday into Saturday. Then the harshest Arctic air we've had in a while coming down for early next week will send our temperatures below zero. So here's your radar forecast. I'm going to walk through all this with you, and I still have you, so if anybody has any questions or road reports, let us know. So here's your radar forecast. Let's go to noon, and we're turning to lake effect snow, Traverse City to Manistee, down the shoreline. We still have the snow in the southeast. This is this afternoon, so I would call today a very snow showery day just everywhere. Now, we go to midnight tonight, the north wind taking over. The dominant band of lake effect snow, there you can see it, very southwest corner. Not in Grand Rapids, not in Kalamazoo, not in Allegan, and maybe not even Holland. And we go through the night tonight, that heavy lake effect band hovering offshore in a lot of places, maybe hitting the little tip there, Ludington, Pentwater, and then down in the southwest corner. We go to noon tomorrow, and the lake effect fairly limited. The next storm system, Alberta Clipper, heading this way. Look at these snowfall totals. So for most of lower Michigan, let's say Saginaw, Flint, Ann Arbor, Detroit, Kalamazoo, Jackson, Lansing, 1 or 2 inches of snow showers today. And then you get out to midday tomorrow, and look at the far, far southwest corner. Gary Woodbridge, when's the best travel from GR to Chicago in the next day or so? GR to Chicago, probably right now before the heavy lake effect develops, or you wait until Thursday afternoon when it breaks down, or Friday morning, probably better. So there you have it. Look at the thumb, 7 inches there. Look at that bright color in the far southwest corner. That is, on the model, that's 29 inches. I think 12 to 18 with some isolated spots heavier. Around the Traverse City area down to Manistee and Ludington, looking at 3 to 6 inches of snowfall. Here, these might break it down a little bit clearer for you. Here is the Weather Service forecast. Now, a little deceiving, so I'm going to show you some, kind of maps that I like as far as, because they give you the cities and whatnot and the look of them. But these are from the Weather Service, and they do odd things. They're the government. They're great. They do odd things. This one is total snowfall now through Saturday morning. So it kind of encompasses two systems, the lake effect now and the Alberta Clipper that's coming Friday into Saturday. But there you see it, South Haven, Benton Harbor, down to South Bend. That's a 12 to 18 inch snowfall forecast. Coldwater, it's 3 to 4. Again, remember, there's a 2 to 4 inch Alberta Clipper in this system too. All right, rest of the state, rest of lower Michigan. Let me get it for you so you can see it nicely. About the best I can do there. Michigan is shaped odd for weather. Believe me, I've dealt with it for 30 plus years. So, total snowfall through, again, Saturday morning, which is half of the Alberta Clipper on Friday. And so the Traverse City area is 6 to 12 inches. A lot of places will be 8 to 10 by the time it's all said and done. Along the shoreline, Manistee down through Pentwater, 12 to 18 through Saturday morning. Not instantly today, through Saturday morning. Grand Rapids, probably 4 to 6 through Saturday morning. 1 or 2 today, 1 or 2 Friday, maybe 1 or 2 Friday night. Tip of the thumb, Bad Axe eastward, 8 inches or more. And of course, if you're going to the UP, it's, in this kind of case, it's snowy everywhere there. Not extremely heavy, but up to a foot of snow. That's funny. I said not extremely heavy, but, in the UP, a foot of snow. Good morning, Kimberly Zeismer, Tony Crino, good morning. Yeah, it got cold. We warned you. It's happening. And here's my thought for you is we better get ready for probably some fairly harsh to, it has the possibility to become extreme winter weather now, into probably the first or maybe second week of February. We know that it's going to last through the end of January, and I'm going to show you that it's going to start to turn a different storminess also. So now we move on to our Alberta Clipper. So remember, today is a burst of snow showers, then it transitions to minimal coverage, heavy lake effect. There it is right there. You can see it down the lake shore of Lake Michigan. Now here's the Alberta Clipper. So by Friday morning, we have an interesting situation. We have cold air in place. We have southwesterly winds. We get what we call a southwest lake effect event. These are pretty heavy. These are heavy from, because look at how wide the south end of Lake Michigan is. So that southwest wind, these are heavy. Grand Rapids, back to the shoreline, definitely from Muskegon it's heavy, and Holland it's heavy, and Pentwater, Manistee, Ludington. But all of us get just kind of a lake-induced, juiced-up Alberta Clipper. So this is Friday. Look for snow showery conditions. This is Saturday. Look for snow showery conditions everywhere. As the wind turns northwesterly, it'll focus the heavy lake effect again in the classic spots. This is Sunday. Another Alberta Clipper, and this is the main Arctic blast. So this is Monday early afternoon. Right there, you got wind. You got 30-mile-an-hour winds. You've got Arctic cold, temperatures probably single digits and teens, and you've got heavy lake effect snow, and you've got the kind of circulation that makes snow showers everywhere. And then this is Tuesday. So by the time we get to Monday, our roads are going to be pretty nasty, and without any major thaw, you're going to find a lot of icing coming up. Could we hit freezing late next week? Possibly. And then you're going to notice the hints of what I'm seeing is more of a southwesterly track. This would be the following weekend. We'll watch for a storm system. So we are in it, folks. Something like that is a heavy snow, a freezing rain, and a rain just to the south. So get ready for mid-January to mid-February to live up to its name here in Michigan. Total snowfall off of the European model shows the two heavy bands early. South end of Lake Michigan, tip of the thumb. We go into Friday and into Saturday, and again, I think just a general wind-blown 2 to 4 inches everywhere across Michigan, everywhere. And then we go to early next week in the Arctic air, and the lake effect continues to pile up on the west, and an inch or two drifts over to the east. All right, so what I wanted to show you was, look at this Arctic blast early next week. Here's your upper airflow. So I'm stopping this right there, Monday night. Take one of those black lines over lower Michigan and trace it back to the west. Then it goes straight north, so you can see where our air is coming from. Our air is coming straight from the north, and that's the Arctic blast for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that polar vortex is just going to hover up there. Now, as we get into the latter part of January, something like that on the following weekend is a southwesterly flow with moisture and on the cold side of the jet stream, and we're out to January 29th now, and we are buried in the cold. Look at these temperatures. These are low temperatures. I figured I'd just show you the lows. So tomorrow morning, down to the single digits. Friday, warm up a little bit just because of the clouds and the snow holding the heat in at the ground, quote-unquote heat. Here's Saturday. Here's Sunday, and then the Arctic air starts to move in. Here's Monday. Now with the snow showers and the circulation around the Great Lakes, you don't get too cold, but by Tuesday morning, we're looking at temperatures dropping 5 to 10 degrees below zero in a lot of places. Wednesday morning also below zero, and cold right on through. And by the time we get to late January, there's more potential there for some well below zero temperatures. One last thing I'll leave you with is the Climate Prediction Center's extended forecasts, and you can get the idea off of these of the wetter pattern developing in late next week. So 6 to 10 day, obviously colder than normal. 8 to 14 day, colder than normal. Look at that area of wet weather from Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Northeast. You say, well, that's missing Michigan, but it's the shape of it. It's the southwest to northeast, meaning that there will be an active wet storm track to deal with there. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is get ready next month. You know, if you're not a winter fan, next month is going to be really winter. If you're a winter fan, the next month is going to be very wintry. So thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Stay safe, slow down, and watch those road conditions. Take care.